Chloe, and today I'm here with the most exciting announcement of the year. So the Deck of TBRathon is coming back. So we heard your feedback from last year. We heard the things you loved about the Readathon, the things you didn't love as much, and we're making a couple little changes and keeping a lot of it the same. But one of those little changes is that this year it's going to be in July. So last year we had it in August. This year it's going to be in July. And if you have not heard of the Deck of TBRathon, this is a readathon that I host with Becca from Becca Books and Bujo. And if you don't know Becca, pause this video right now. Go check her out. She is a gift to everything. She's a gift to the YouTube world. She's a gift to me as a friend. She is such a genuine, wonderful, wonderful person. And if you don't know her, like I said, pause what you're doing. Go check her out. Go subscribe. Do all the things. But I'm guessing you guys know her by now. And she plays a game every single month called Deck of TBR, and that determines her TBR for the month. And so last year was the first year we decided, hey, let's do a readathon based on this game. And she was so graciously willing to let me help and let me do this with her. And it was so fun last year. So if you don't know what the Deck of TBRathon is, it is a card-based readathon. And so what you do is you will draw a card, and that card will correspond to a prompt, and that will guide your reading for the month. So the first thing you will do is when you decide that you want to participate, you will sign up at the sign up sheet down below, and you will get a welcome email that has a logging form, a link to our Discord, which Discord is completely optional. If you are not on Discord, don't feel pressured, but it's just a really fun place to chat about what we're doing for the month, all of that kind of stuff. And you will also get all the information that I'm going to share with you now, because it's going to be kind of a lot. But the premise of the readathon is very simple. You draw a card, and that card corresponds to a prompt, and you read that book. Then you draw another card that is a different prompt. You read that book. Each prompt has 3 options. You can do a 1-point option, a 3-point option, or a 5-point option. So you are trying to earn points for your team. So when you sign up, you will choose if you want to be on red team or black team. Now, what's the difference, you may ask? So red team is for anybody who makes a TBR, whether it's here's this giant pile of possibilities that I'm going to read this month and I'm going to choose from that, or if it's here's what I'm going to read every single week, very strictly follow it. If you make a TBR, no matter how big, how small, how strict, how loose, then you're on team red. Black team is for the people who fly by the seat of their pants. They mood read, they pick up whatever they want after they finish their next book, and there's no real planning involved. There's no good or bad to either. It is going to be a battle. Last year, you guys, it came down to the nitty gritty, and it came down to the very last moment to determine the winner. So what does the winning team get? This year last year you guys got to pick a book for Becca and I both to read and vlog, and that was really fun. However, this year the prize is going to be you guys get to pick a challenge for Becca and I to do. So we'll talk more about that as the month goes on. But so the first thing you're going to do, sign up down below. Then you get to pick if you want to draw 5 cards and say, this is about how many books I read in a month. I'm going to pick 5 cards and I'm going to pick all of my reads right now. You can do that. If you want to draw as you go and kind of leave yourself in suspense, that's what Becca and I did last year. And it was stressful and fun at the same time. And so I think that's what both of us are going to be doing this year, is we're going to be drawing as we go. So you read one book and then finish it, draw another card. Last year, we let our patrons pick everything, and we're not going to be doing that this year. However, we are going to be drawing on shorts. And so if you guys don't do shorts, that's fine. We will also both be daily vlogging, I believe. Becca is going to be moving probably in the month of July. So no promises. I'm just chaos all the time. So no promises, but our goal is going to be daily vlogs. So you can find out what we're reading, what we're doing, all of that way. Or you can watch our shorts and you can just find out what we're reading there. So yeah, that's how it's going to go. So let's just get into the prompts. So we've got a little bit different because we collectively, like Becca and I, as well as you guys, I think there were some prompts last year that we all just kind of, I got that again, and kind of groaned. And so we changed things up, and we're trying to make it fun, fresh, but still stick to the original premise of the readathon. So if you draw a 2, It doesn't matter what color, what suit, any of that. A 2 is a 2 is a 2. So if you draw a 2, the challenge is monthly readathon. So there are 3 different other readathons going on in July that we really want to like kind of pay a nod to, because our readathon is so flexible to what you're specifically reading. It's a really great one to overlap with other readathons. So if you want to get 1 point, you will read a mystery or a thriller or a horror. And the reason we're doing that is because Gabby from Gabby Reads is hosting Summerween. And so it's just a week. Summerween is just a week. However, if you get a 2 anytime in the month of July and you read a mystery, thriller, horror, that will count for 1 point. For 3 points, we have Catch-Up-a-thon, which is hosted by Krista from Books and Jams and Amy from Amy's Bookish Life. And the goal of that readathon is to catch up on your Book of the Month reads. Now, you might be thinking, do I have to be a member of Book of the Month to get 3 points? Absolutely not. If it's a book that Book of the Month has featured and you want to earn 3 points, you will read a Book of the Month book. Like I said, it doesn't have to be one that you bought from Book of the Month, but if it's been a Book of the Month book, then it counts for 3 points. And for 5 points, Jane Austen July. So if you read a Jane Austen book or a Jane Austen book retelling, that will count for 5 points. So we just want to kind of give a shout out to all those other readathons going on. There's even more than that, but we love participating in all the things, and I know you guys do too. And so hopefully that will get you the ability to kind of double dip. Then if you draw 3, again, color doesn't matter, suit doesn't matter. It's about your release year. So if it's anytime from 2000 to 2024, you get 1 point. If it's 1999 or earlier, you get 3 points. And for a brand new release, 2025 release, you get 5 points. So again, you can choose to pick all 5-point reads. You can pick 1, 3, whatever. And yeah, totally your call. Then for a 4, it's about the author. So for 1 point, you can read your favorite author. For 3 points, you can read from an author that has written only 1 book. For 5 points, you can read from an author that has written more than 10 books. So may take a little bit of research, a little bit of Goodreads digging, but we're trying to get some very prolific and some debut authors, or just your favorite author. Then for 5, it's called Steal a Book. So from 1 point, anything on a celebrity book list. So it could be Jenna's Book Club, it could be Oprah, it could be Reese, it could be whatever, a celebrity book club or a celebrity book list, whatever. Pick a book off of there. That'll earn you 1 point. So then for 3 points, you have to pick a book off of any YouTuber's July TBR. So Becca and I will have July TBRs going up, but any booktuber. Doesn't have to be us. Doesn't have to be anybody associated with the Readathon. Any YouTuber that you watch and love, if you pick a book off of their July TBR, that'll earn you 3 points. And then for 5 points, you have to look at any of Becca and I's 2025 TBRs. So I think we both do TBRs pretty faithfully every single month. And so you can look at January, February, March, April, May, June, July, any of those TBRs, pick a book off of it, and that'll get you 5 points. Then for a 6, a random read. So I personally love this one. So you can do a random color generator for 1 point, a random letter generator for 3 points, and that can be a letter in the title, a letter in the author's name. You make it work for you. Oh, and then number 6 for 5 points is a scroll read. So you can get on Instagram, you can get on Facebook, you can get on TikTok, you can get on Goodreads, you can get on Storygraph, you can get wherever you find books. Go randomly scroll, and the first book that you find, read that one, and that will get you 5 points. Now, you can set the rules for that. It can be the first book that you own, the first book that you're interested in, whatever. Again, Becca and I are not going to be policing you guys. If you think it counts, it counts. This is for fun. Make it work. Make it work however you want to do. Then for a 7, this was your guys' favorite last year, and I really enjoy it too. So this is polls. So when you are in the Discord group, you can put a poll. You can say, hey, what should I read? Now, you can do that in the Discord group. You could do that if you have a YouTube page. You could do that on your community tab. If you have an Instagram or a Facebook or a TikTok, you can do it wherever you want. You could also do your family. You could do your friends. You could do whatever you want to do. So for 1 point, you're going to ask whoever you're asking, what title should I read? So you're going to say, there's this title, this title, this title. which one should I read? For 3 points, you're only going to give them the author. You're going to say, should I read from this author, from this author, from this author? For 5 points, you're just going to put an emoji. So whatever emoji you think represents 3 different books or 2 different books, whatever you want a poll to be, you're going to put that emoji and they're going to pick from the emojis. The reason we did this way is because it gives you less and less control over what is picked. And I think it's really fun. Then for 8, we're leaving the same. It's book in a series. So for 1 point, you start a series. For 3 points, you continue a series. And for 5 points, you finish a series. If you draw a 9, the prompt is on the cover. So red, white, or blue on the cover is 1 point because this is the month of America's birthday. For 3 points, it's food on the cover. So that one's a little bit trickier. Then for 5 points, stars or stripes. So if you find a book that has stars or stripes, that'll earn you 5 points. Then if you draw a 10, your initials in the title is the prompt. And so if your first initial is in the title, you get 1 point. Minus C, so it'll be 1 point. If it's your first and last initial, then you get 3 points. So my first and last initial are CB. So if both of those letters are in the title, then you get 3 points. For 5 points, it's first, middle, and last. So my initials are CEB. If I can find a book title that has C, E, and B in the title, then I get 5 points. Now, for a Jack, it's in the title. And so this is a summary word. 1 word for 3 points, or the letters J, U, L, and Y for 5 points. So that's going to be really hard. So 1 point is any summary word. That could be the word summer. It could be beach. It could be anything that you consider a summer word. Hot, sunny, sun, whatever you consider a summary word, that'll get you 1 point. 3 points is a 1-word title, and 5 points is the letters J-U-L-Y in the title. So that's going to be really tricky, but really fun. And then Queen is format. So if you listen to a book on audio, that's 1 point. If you read an ebook, that's 3 points. And if you read it physically, that's 5 points. And then for genre, or King is for genre. So your favorite genre is 1 point. Christmas is 3 points to kind of give a nod to Christmas in July. So if you read a Christmas book, then it's going to be 3 points. And 5 points is going to be nonfiction. So if you read a nonfiction, 5 points. If you read a Christmas book, 3 points. And if you read your favorite genre, that's 1 point. Then aces. So aces are going to be a freebie. If you draw an ace, you get 5 points automatically. And so that is all of the prompts. So there's some that are different, some that are the same, and I really hope we have a really good time with it. So more logistical stuff. Do DNFs count? Yes. If you read at least 50% of the book, you can count it and get the points. Do middle grade count? Absolutely. A book has to be 50 pages long to count. Do graphic novels count? Yep. So do anything, if it's over 50 pages long and you read at least 50% of it, it counts. So what happens if you start a book in June and finish it in July? Does that count? Well, if you can make it work for the prompt and you read at least 50% of it, then yes. The other question that we have had some of is like, if it fits multiple things, do I get multiple points? So for Steal a Book, if it's on a host TBR and a celebrity book list, do I get multiple points? No, you just get the highest value point that you can get. So, I think that's all the logistics. If you have any questions about the logistics of it, let me know. The other thing that you guys wanted out of this readathon is more sprints. And so we are going to be doing kickoff sprints. Let me look and make sure that I've got the right time. So the kickoff sprints will be July 1st at 7:00 p.m. Central Time, and that will be on Becca's channel. So we'll kick it off. We'll read a little bit. We'll chat a little bit. We'll just talk about how excited we are. And then every weekend, we're going to go back and forth. So I will host on July 6th. That's a Sunday. I will host at 4 p.m. and we'll host sprints there. And then the next weekend Becca will do, then back and forth. And then it will end on August 1st at 5 o'clock on my channel. Now, because we're not having our patrons pick our read this month, because if you guys watched last year, not this month, this year, because if you watched last year, Becca and I both got epically slumpy in this readathon. And we thought, well, that's not what we want. Part of my problem was not having control over my reads because I let the patrons pick. And I also am disturbingly competitive. And so for me, I thought I have to do 5 points every single time. You absolutely do not have to, especially says host, because we don't even log our points. But Becca and I were in a competition, and I was in a competition with my daughter, truthfully. I have a now 7-year-old who reads voraciously, and she pretty much won the dang readathon last year. She got more points than any of us, and she is so excited to create her TBR and to get ready for this. And so instead of doing that for patrons, we are going to give our patrons weekly updates on the scores. So last year, everybody asked all month long, who's winning, who's winning, who's winning? And we were really cagey about it. This year, if you want to know who's winning as we're going and by how much, join our Patreons. They will be linked. Mine's always linked down below. Becca's is always linked in her video. And join our Patreons and we will let you know. Otherwise, you'll have to stay tuned to the closing sprints on August 1st, and we'll tell you who won and what the prize winning team is going to do in specific. So yes, I think that's it. You can wait until June 30th to pick your first book, but don't start reading until July 1st, unless you want to start. If you want to start June 30th, just don't read more than half the book. Rereads count, all of that. Log books as you go. One of the complaints that we had last year too was that you couldn't see what you logged yourself. I suggest making a copy of the logging form and keeping track of it that way. Or if you have a reading journal or just a piece of paper, keep track of books as you enter them into the system. Our tech team is trying to make it a little bit easier for you guys so that can happen. But if you don't know, our tech team is my husband and he's got a lot on his plate. So I'm not sure if it's going to happen. So make a copy, make yourself a sheet of paper, make yourself a journal spread, whatever, just to keep track of what you've entered and what you haven't. And if you have any questions, let me know, let Becca know, let either of us know. We will be on the Discord, but we're also always available in comments here. We're on Instagram. We're all over the place. So if you need us, let us know. I think that's covered everything. Let me know down below if you are participating. We are so excited. And the daily vlogs are so fun. Like being able to talk to you guys every single day and just chat about everything we're reading and do the shorts. You guys, last year you saw some pretty raw shorts, and yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. So I cannot wait. Thank you guys for participating, and sign up at the link down below. Thanks again. We'll see you in the next one.